Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Christina. I'm glad you're here. Today we're going to take a look at No Shame Sales Game and a Q&A that she saved on her Instagram. The person running the Instagram account No Shame Sales Game, her name is Colleen. She is like a multi-level marketing coach. She herself is in the multi-level marketing company Rodan and Fields, but I think she is best well known for her abysmal training and information on how to be successful in a multi-level marketing company. You might have recognized that the hoops are out, the gloves are off. There are a handful of people that I don't respect that much when it comes to how they pitch their MLM business or how they try to convince people that they have the solution, that they have the answer to financial freedom. But in the end, they're just using people, I believe. And this individual is one of those, and that is why it's going to be a sassy edition. If you like these types of videos, then please consider subscribing. If you like this specific video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to let me know something, please feel free to do so in the comment section below. But let's start the sassy edition of No Shame Sales Game Q&A. And you know what they say, the bigger the hoop, the darker the surrounding. If the light seems to be a little bit off, it is because it's a beautiful and sunny day in Berlin today. But for whatever reasons, that doesn't really transition to the inside of this room. So there are shadows all over the place, but that is really the only time when I can film. So let's start with this Q&A.
Hello! For those of you who I do not yet know, my name is Colleen Nichols and I am the heartbeat behind No Shame Sales Game and Direct Sales Growth Community. And today we're going to do a quick rapid fire coaching Q&A. I got on my stories, put a question box and said, okay, if you got any questions, let her rip and we will see what we got. I'm trying to set up my tripod. Hey. Okay.
She's also wearing hoops, but mine are bigger. And you know what they say? The bigger the hoops, the less notes you need. I don't have a post-it with notes around me. I'm going to wing this because I can, because I have the bigger hoops. Mwah.
So, first one was ideas of what to share on stories to close sales without being salesy. Great. So we never want to be salesy, and the way that we are being salesy is when we're saying things like, giving it like a hard and fast deadline, like I'm placing orders just until midnight tonight, or I'm placing orders, and if you place an order by Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you'll get a free eye cream and shampoo and oil and my firstborn. So that makes us look salesy. The way that we want to show up in our stories is consistently. We always want to have some sort of conversation going, and we want to talk about I'm going to sell this pen. And rather than saying, everyone who orders by midnight is going to get whatever, it's, listen, this is the pen for left-handers. I don't have any smudges on my hands. It goes on the page really smooth. It comes in all different colors. It doesn't bleed through the paper. It's awesome and I love it. The more that you just talk about who it's for, what problem it solves, what greatness, what you really love about it. As a left-handed person, I often walk around looking like I just karate chopped the shit out of a million things. You're like, why do you have a bruise on your hand? I'm like, it's just a pen, right? So share what you love about it, who it's for, what it does. And when you talk about it consistently, people will then consistently show up in your DMs to say, okay, I need that. Or, hey, that pen that you were talking about last week or the week before, I think it's time for me to get one of those. Brittany in the comments said consistency calculation. If you're not in DSGC, you're missing out. But consistency calculation, I walk you through exactly how to sell on stories.
This Q&A is available on her public Instagram, but she's also talking about the course that you can purchase for $365, and apparently that's where she's given you the actual sales information. Is you not creating urgency considered not being salesy? You're still trying to sell something to people. I do agree that this weird and fake FOMO is really, really not a great sales tactic. But the people that are in multi-level marketing companies, they have to work with what they're being given. If a company has a flash sale every other week, if they have a sale because they want to attract new customers, if they have a specific VIP customer program that is only open until this weekend, how else are you going to pitch it? You have to name the numbers, etc. But I guess that's not necessarily a priority in MLMs because it's not really about the products. I think that if this was an industry where actual trained salespeople that receive ongoing consistent training, then we wouldn't even have to have this weird Q&A. Because yes, please go and buy the eye cream now. Please go and buy the cleanser now, and then you will get this on top, and people are super excited. Is not very much of advantage. But once again, people in multi-level marketing companies are not trained. They're not professionals. And they have to work with what the company gives them. And many times the MLMs themselves create this weird FOMO. The bigger the hoop, the bigger the knowledge. The hoop jokes are back. And I love it and I hate it at the same time. Hoop.
Okay, somebody said, how do you learn to edit reels? Is there a Reels for Dummies? And I would follow Jackie Richards or Crystal Adele. They are Reels and marketing people, and they are much better than me. I really don't know how to do Reels. I just press Reels and then I talk. I don't do fancy things.
You can just
Google
Google
follow
it.
them, and I'll also tag them in the comments or in the caption. Somebody said, who do I reach out to? I reach out, I think people that you are connected to are the people that you should be talking to. Connected to can mean friends. They can mean people who follow you. I don't want you reaching out to people who don't follow you. Maybe you follow them, but they don't have any idea who you are. We're not like just searching hashtag like Richmond mom and then finding moms in your area and be like, hey, I see that you have hair and kids and maybe we'd want to do this together. Like, we're not doing that. People who we're connected to is who we are going to reach out to. I don't want you to cherry pick. That's like the biggest mistake that I see people making. We talk about this a lot in DSGC, is that I see people fumbling the ball when they feel like they know who needs it, right? They go through their friends list or their followers and like, oh, her husband is, has a great job, or she is whatever of whatever, or she's really busy. But we literally have no idea what is going on behind closed doors. We don't know how people are feeling. We don't know anything about their finances. We don't know anything about their, what they're needing as a human. So the best thing that we can do is not cherry pick. Just talk to everyone.
Who do I pitch to when I'm in an MLM? I will make it short and sweet because you know what they say, the bigger the hoop, the shorter the answer. Everybody. Reach out to everybody. And now I'm going to elaborate on this, of course. The reason that people, in my opinion, who are reps in an MLM do this, that they cherry pick whoever they're trying to pitch to, is because that is what they're being taught from people in their very own company, the people that are being considered leaders, the inspirational cult-like figures that you have to look up to. And that is what they teach a lot of people. Reach out to the people that have similar interests as you. Go in mommy groups, go in doggy groups, go in hiking groups, go in groups that have the same illness you might have, and pitch to those people. Establish a connection first, because we're not cold messaging anymore. We're not just sending out a message. No, connect with these people and then pitch them in a truly genuine way. That is where all of this comes from. But ultimately, if you want to be successful in an MLM, you have to pitch to whoever comes across your way, whether that person fits the profile that you want to pitch to or not. Because MLMs are recruitment-based businesses, and it is getting harder and harder as we speak to recruit people into a multi-level marketing company. So ultimately, how do you up your chances of recruiting someone or selling a product? By spreading whatever information you have to spread and reaching out to all the people that are available, because that will up your chances of selling and recruiting.
But also, don't bullshit people. tell them why you're talking to them. Don't pretend to be friends to then pitch them. If you are working and you're doing a reach out, do the reach out and tell them why you're there. I don't want any of this like fake, oh my gosh, like, hey, you've been on my heart. I really love following you. It's so entertaining, blah, 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 blah. And then you've been friend zoned for like 3 days and you're going back and forth about what's going on in their life. And then you're like, shit, where do I say what I wanted to say 3 days ago? What if you just went out there and just said, this is what you were doing? You'll get much better reaction from people.
I don't disagree with that, and I'm glad she's actually saying this, because that is so frustrating when you see that people try to genuinely reach out to other people, establish a friendship that is kind of connected to this we're not cold messaging that I spoke about before. And it is upsetting to see. She is talking about this from a sales perspective. You're in an MLM, you want to sell this to people. If you're jumping around and you're pretending to be the friend and then the business partner and the friend and then the business partner, the outcome might not be in your favor. I'm referring to this from a more personal level, because how upsetting is it if you have been friends with somebody on social media or you've made a connection and you think, hey, I could potentially make a new friend here because I'm looking for a community of people, because I'm alone here, because I moved, maybe I'm in a new job, maybe I'm in a challenging life situation, and you think you've actually met somebody who wants to support you in your life, and then you realize, no, that person just wanted to pitch me. So I agree with that. Don't do that. Not because of a salesy or because of an MLM probability perspective that you might not be able to sell or pitch to a person, but because it is a shitty move. Point blank, period.
And if they say no, it means no. Okay, thank you for getting back to me. I appreciate that. I hope that you're well. If anything changes, let me know. Then you can do the fluff stuff. Then you can say, by the way, like, I love following you on Instagram, or your reels are hilarious, or every time you post your dog, like, whatever. Because then you're just being a human and you're having those conversations and you're not keeping it, they're not saying no. And then you're like, well, and then you just leave. Be a human after they tell you.
Be human. But pitch them first.
Okay, somebody said, I'm showing up but not seeing engagement. How long does it take? It takes forever. So that's kind of like my reel that I did the other day, talking about, oh God, do you ever do that? The words are literally coming out of your mouth and you forget what you're saying. Showing up. Oh, if you're showing up and you're just talking at people, right? And you're just saying like, hey, got my Starbucks. Hey, just going to run some errands. Hey, whatever. Like, you're showing up and you're showing your face, but you're not talking to people. You're not saying, hey, I just went to Starbucks. I got the medicine ball for the 5th day in a row. I love it. Have you ever had it? What's your go-to coffee order? Have a conversation with people, because if you're just showing up and the engagement isn't there, it's because your people don't feel connected to you. They don't feel like you've opened a space for conversation. And honestly, if you're just a beige wall or like a vanilla ice cream cone with no sprinkles or anything, like, it's boring. Who wants to engage?
There is nothing wrong with vanilla ice cream cones without sprinkles. Vanilla is sufficient.
With a wet rag. Nobody. You have to get on there and like actually have something to talk about. And have something to talk about doesn't mean something profound every single time. It just means, where are we buying jeans these days? Does anyone know of, like, like, you're just having conversation like you would with your friends. Somebody said, are you saying be an authentic person? Be a human on the internet. Can you believe?
Vanilla is sufficient. Okay? My hoops and I are telling you that vanilla is awesome. I'm a vanilla connoisseur. I call myself that unironically, because if something is vanilla flavored, if it smells like vanilla, I'm sold, I'm hooked. No sprinkles needed, okay? Be a human on the internet. Yes, I don't disagree with that, but once again, that's connected to a pitch. You're trying to sell something, and that also didn't really answer the question, because the answer was insinuating, I'm posting on social media, I'm doing this over and over and over again because consistency is key, but I do not see any return. When are people going to recognize that I'm there? When is the engagement going to turn into a sale or into a recruit? And the answer is forever. Yeah, for most people, This will not have an end whatsoever, because for most people it is not possible to recruit people or to sell products. You might be able to sell a product here or there, but for all MLMs, they're overpriced for what they are. They might not seem super pricey at first glance. If you can get paparazzi jewelry for $5, you're like, that's not that horrible. But it actually is, because if you put that into perspective, how much it is to create those, if you were to sell these on your very own online boutique, you would be able to make so much more money. Scentsy wax bars for 8 or 9 euros? That is pricey. You could get those for a lot cheaper. But it is not always about $40 shampoo or $3,000 water filters that makes that price so unattainable. It is because MLM products are overpriced no matter what. That's why it is hard to sell. The opportunity that is connected to that is also not a great opportunity. And thanks to anti-MLM content easily available now, people will know this. So this was not really an answer to the question. It was just a lot of fluff and a lot of blah blah. But in the end, you never know. You could post on your social media 24/7 and never ever see one dime in return.
Okay. So, all right. And it takes a while. Like, it takes a while. If you think that this is going to happen, I've been showing up for a month or 2 weeks. That's so cute. And I love that for you. But think about this like any other thing. If you were training for a marathon, you wouldn't run for 2 weeks and never, like, not being a runner. You're not going to run for 2 weeks and be ready to go whatever. So, it takes time. And I always tell people, whatever you're doing, give it 90 days.
You cannot compare people training to a marathon, though, to people joining an MLM and not seeing results after a certain period of time. I've said it before, you could work 24/7 and not see one recruit joining you and not you being able to sell one product. When you train for a marathon, though, you will see progress. You will get better. MLMs are recruitment-based businesses, and if you're not able to recruit, you will not be successful. And if the company is saturated, and if you're not good at selling and or scamming people, then you will not succeed either. MLMs are a system that is proven to fail for the majority of people because that is how they're designed to. That's how they have to be. Otherwise, the corporate side and the people at the top wouldn't be able to succeed. And that is factual. According to the FTC, over 99% of people in multi-level marketing companies are not making money or are losing money. MLMs are recruitment-based businesses, and that means that the majority of people have to be at the bottom of the pyramid, paying into the system, financing the system for most parts, and their money is being funneled upwards to the top of the pyramid so that the people who are at the top of the pyramid can profit off of that. If everybody was successful, if everybody was a leader, it wouldn't be a multi-level marketing company. The MLM would crumble.
And then you'll actually have data, to, say, okay, this is working, this isn't, I did this when that happened. So give it 90 days. Are you planning on doing another consistency calculation? I don't have plans for another one right now. And if you're in DSGC, it goes away on the 1st. So I'll put it back into the vault on the 1st, but it is currently live in DSGC. Okay, somebody said, how do you get momentum in network marketing as an introvert? I think what's cool about the internet is that you really don't know if somebody's an introvert or an extrovert, right? I think using social media as an introvert is actually a great tool. It's better or probably more comfortable than having to do old school stuff like going to a party or going to networking events. Like, this gets to be your networking event. This gets to be your party. And you get to decide when you're going to turn the dial up and when you're just going to unplug. It's not you're at the mercy of other people in a social situation. So I want you to show up and be you for a couple minutes, and then you're done. I also think introverts have a really great advantage is not the right word, but I think it's great being an introvert because oftentimes they're not the super loud ones, so that when they actually do say something, people listen, right? I think of, my dad didn't ever really say a lot, but then when he did, everyone was like, what are you saying? So people pay attention because you choose your words, carefully.
Being an introvert doesn't mean that you're not necessarily good at socializing with people. It just means you need more time to recharge. I'm an introvert myself. I don't like small talk. I don't like stupid talk and blah, blah. I'm very straightforward to the point, and I can have fun with people if I like them, but I also don't necessarily take no nonsense. And in that case, I would rather retract and remove myself from a situation. And then I need my own time at home or just with my earphones in to recharge. Being an introvert means that you need more time to recharge your battery, whereas people who are more outgoing, they can do that when being in conversations with other people, being among lots of other people, being among a lot of noise. And introverts don't necessarily do that. But if you are an introvert, it will be tough for you because it is not just about going on your social media, on your stories, posting something for a couple of minutes, and then you're good to go. If you want to have the ability to pitch this opportunity and to sell a product, you will have to be on calls a lot, on a lot of team calls, in workshop classes that she is offering as well. If you purchase her $365 class, you will have to reach out to people, you will have to try to recruit people, and that can be exhausting.
Anyway, so those are the ones that I got just in the 9 minutes that I posted this. I was like downstairs. So be yourself. Be an authentic human. Don't try to pull the wool over anyone's eyes. I think that's a conversation that I'm having a lot recently is, in DSGC, somebody was saying, I became friends with somebody on Instagram and we're going back and forth. And my upline said I should invite her to coffee to then ask her. And I'm like, oh God, no. I want you to be forward with why you're talking to people. Let them know if you want to do, business with them, ask them, and if they say no, then move on. You can still be friends with somebody who tells you no. When I was building a team, so many of my friends told me no, and I was like, okay, cool, and you're still friends. It's not a big deal. Best thing to do when people ghost you, ways to follow up. Oh my gosh. People are busy, and I just want everyone to keep in mind that we all ghost people, and it's not because it's intentional. It's not because we're bad people. It's because life is really busy, and somebody else's business is not our priority. Same for other people. So if you need, are you busy? Maybe you saw this, and in DSGC, I know I have a document in there that's following up for 12 different specific examples, maybe you were talking to somebody and they were interested and then they joined witness protection and you never hear from them ever again. Or somebody said they were going to buy and they didn't. Or you did a reach out and they didn't follow up. All of these situations, I have things.
How confusing must it be though if you are in an MLM and you have an upline where you have an upline's upline on your team that is considered the super duper leader who knows it all, and they're giving you one type of advice. And then on the other hand, you think, I need to do more, so I'm going to join an MLM class, an MLM coach like her, and they're giving you completely different information. I don't disagree with that. It is shitty to reach out to people and to pretend that you're friends with them when you just want to sell them a freaking product. Don't pretend that you want to change people's lives when you don't. Also, why make a huge fuss about go out to coffee or to dinner or go to a wine party with people if you just want to pitch them? Number one, it is pricey. These things go out of your very own pocket. And then in the end, you might have spent a good amount of hours trying to recruit somebody who tells you no. So be clear, be out front. I don't disagree with that. And also, once again, from a personal perspective, I think it is more cherishable and it is more valuable to say, I have an opportunity. Are you interested? Here is what it is. And I'm going to follow up with you in the hopes that at some point your life might crumble so I can pitch this to you again when you are vulnerable enough to finally join me. But if you have somebody telling you this and then somebody telling you that, who are you supposed to listen to? I'm sure your upline wouldn't appreciate it if you said, well, I have this business coach now and they're doing this and that. And then on the other side, you're paying for a business coach and you think that they have the secret sauce and that they will be able to help you. Weird. It's a weird balance. It's rather unbalanced. Who are you listening to?
Things to say. So, as always, if you're in network marketing and you want to help modernize this industry and feel at ease and authentic with how you do everything in this business, I encourage you to join DSGC. We have trainings and resources and materials on all of those things, from reach outs to language to reach out to language are the same. Language, mindset, social media, all the things. It's so that we can be the best, most well-rounded versions of ourselves so that people realize how normal this gig is. So anyway, thanks for being here. Hope you have a great day. I will catch you on the flip side. Bye, guys.
Bye. If you want to modernize the industry and you want to be more authentic, I would encourage you to neither join this class nor to join a multi-level marketing company, because nothing screams modern and nothing screams authenticity in MLMs. And that is just my opinion. Me and my hoops agree that MLMs are predatory, so no matter how you twist it and how you turn it, if you want to recruit somebody, you need to inevitably lie to them in some way, shape, or form. Because you either need to blow up the potential of the opportunity or downplay the potential pitfalls if you're not able to make it in this industry. And that is not a great thing. That is not a great look. And after all, MLMs are not a great opportunity. That's why this needs to be inflated to the 10th degree. This Q&A was not revolutionary. I'm always surprised when people who are considered successful MLM coaches or people who are considered leaders, when they give information that is honestly rather basic. I always expect more because I think you are at a certain level, you have a certain status, but why? Why do people appreciate you so much and why do people praise you so much? I would have expected a little bit more. That, for most part, is really what my conclusion is. This was not a lot, and I doubt that she has a lot to offer in a paid-for course. It's just the same thing. So that is my take on No Shame Sales Game and her Q&A. I don't think that MLM business coaches have the secret sauce, because otherwise all the people in their classes would be super successful and would be leaders. And then they wouldn't need to be in those classes and purchase those classes over and over and over and over again in the hopes to make some money. If you like these types of videos, please consider subscribing. If you like this specific video, if you like the hoops, then give this video a thumbs up. If you would like to leave a comment, please feel free to do so down below. And if you like these types of videos, then hopefully I will see you in my next one. Until then, tschüss!